Welcome back. We just tried to send a message to Cosima through her nightingale, Sing Sing. However, that failed because she didn't know it was from us. But that did actually tell us something. Even though it didn't really work the way we planned, it told us that Cosima is in fact not interested in marrying Al-Hazret, even though Al-Hazret told us that Cosima did want to do that. So that's just another confirmation that he is not being entirely honest with us, which of course we already knew. It should also be pointed out that sending stuff to Cosima or befriending Sing Sing, or even befriending Jollo for that matter, are all entirely optional. You can make it to the end of the game without doing any of those things. Either the long or the short path. Because yes, there are two endings to this game, and I will be doing them both. And whether or not you do befriend Jolo or send stuff to Cosima affects the actual ending. So I guess you could say there's more than two endings, but there's two ways to get to the ending anyway, and I will be showing you both of them. But we are nowhere near that point yet, actually, where we need to make a decision which one to take.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
So for now, it's time to go visit some other islands. And like in King's Quest 3, we have a magic map. Fortunately, though, this one can take us to places where we have not yet been before. But it's also slightly less precise, because you can only pick which island you want to go to, and it will always dump you on the beach, rather than actually being able to click exactly where you want to go. Let's take a look at what we have.
The magic map lays out what Alexander assumes is the whole of the land of the Green Isles. The distinctive islands are separated from each other by the Deadly Sea.
Kind of some foreshadowing in the way he phrased that. Alexander assumes is the whole of the land of the Green Isles. You'll see what I mean later.
The Isle of the Crown lies at the south of the map. According to the magic map, the Isle of Wonder is a comma-shaped island poised in the sea to the west. A large island named the Isle of the Sacred Mountain dominates the north of the land of the Green Isles. There's a small island labeled Isle of the Beast on the east side of Alexander's map.
Okay, well, I guess we're gonna try this clockwise, starting with the Isle of Wonder then, which is actually one of my favorite places in the game, so I like going there.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Now that's a convenient way to travel. And here we are on the Isle of Wonder. According to the guidebook, this is actually a fairly strange place with many strange inhabitants. The guidebook also offers a couple of theories as to how it came to be that way. From a wizard enchanting it just for fun, to everything coming alive to keep a princess that was held captive here company. Whatever the case really may be, we don't know, but this is a very strange place. As you might already be able to tell by these interesting looking shells here.
Oyster beds line the seashore. Most of the oysters are sound asleep.
See, oyster beds. It's a pun. Everything on this island is a pun. There's something in the sea.
A string of letters floats in the water. The letters spell out, "Where are you going?" Alexander's heard of alphabet soup, but this is ridiculous.
That's a bit weird. Then again, everything on this island is. See if we can obtain the string of letters.
Alexander wades into the sea to get the strange object in the water. The ocean currents tug at Alexander's legs. That object is just a bit out of reach.
I think if you try it again, you will, of course, get swept away and die. But again, the game's nice enough not to kill you immediately. We'll need to find another way to get the string of letters, so while we don't have any way to do that right now, let's look around a bit more.
Alexander is standing on a rocky beach. To the north is dense tropical vegetation. Near the shore are a dozen or so oyster beds.
This island reminds me of the Isle of Elias for some reason. Hey, look! String of letters just moved closer to shore. Maybe we can retrieve it now.
Alexander picks up the object floating in the water. It appears to be a string of letters. They say, "Where are you going?" Alexander decides to keep the odd sentence, even though it is incomplete.
Yeah, this is sort of a weird thing, because, you know, people say that, don't they? Where are you going? I know that what they're hinting at here, that it's supposed to be where are you going to, but I've never heard anyone say that. In the inventory it just says where.
Alexander is carrying, oddly enough, a sentence. It says, "Where are you going?"
Well, you never know when you need a sentence. I don't know. Let's look at the oyster beds, because most of them may be awake, but not all of them. As this one at the front seems to be... sorry, most of them are asleep, but not all of them, because this one appears to be awake. See, it's blinking.
One of the oysters is sitting up in bed and doesn't look very happy. He seems to be the only one who can't sleep. In the oyster's mouth, Alexander can see a glint of white.
Interesting. Let's see what's the matter with the little guy.
Why aren't you asleep like the other oysters?
Oh, I'm so weary, but I can't sleep. I have a terrible ache in my mouth.
Really? Well, maybe we can help.
What's wrong with your mouth?
No offense, but it hurts too much to talk.
Maybe that glint of white has something to do with it. I'm betting it does. Maybe we can remove whatever the offending object is and help him out that way.
Why don't you let me see if I can help?
No way! No one's looking in my mouth. I hate dentists.
Why would an oyster need to see a dentist? Well, that's not gonna work then. I do feel sorry for the guy, though. If only there was some way we could help him fall asleep. Well, the only thing I can think of is that we have this book, which is incredibly boring. If anything can make it fall asleep, this can.
If you're having trouble sleeping, perhaps you'd like me to read to you.
Hey, that would be great.
2 dulcimers raised to the degree of 40 half-dulcimers, divided into equal parts by the third of a cackle of grouse geese, put over the result of 10 fine mackles, albeit small fine mackles, stretched over the total of 53 1/8 bottles of wild beast lard.
Hey, there's that thing again.
Yields a gilded minnow of precise measurements, 2,069 centidrills by 3,023 6/7 puns, not punts, as might be expected. This is not to say, however, in any sense whatsoever, that deviations in mean temperature of 5 or 6 dregs or so
Let's grab it.
Alexander makes a grab for the pearl.
Hey! You fixed my mouth! It feels great!
Ah, the little oyster drifts into peaceful slumber with the rest of his oyster friends.
He fell asleep. That worked out for us, and now we have a pearl.
The flawless pearl is the largest Alexander's ever seen.
That could be useful, I guess. Let's see. What else is on this island?
Alexander hears someone coming.
Ooh, who could that be?
"5 fierce guards of the isle we be. Watch for a foreign man," said he, "with ears and nose, tongue, hands, and eyes. Its nature cannot be disguised. If man it be, then man it dies."
Uh-oh. That sounds like trouble.
Control, smell your smell. Do that which you do so well.
This is weird.
A gnome with a huge nose stands before Alexander.
He's gonna try and smell if we are a man. Which we are, so we're in trouble, I guess.
"Alert, my brothers, as we feared. A man has landed here." A man, so Sailor knows, into the waiting sea he goes.
Oops.
The gnomes toss Alexander too far out into the sea for him to get his footing. The currents drag him under. Tickets out. Next. Guess those gnomes couldn't reach a consensus.
These skeletons must be thinking by now, him again? Doesn't he have anything better to do than dying? It seems that unless we can find a way past those dwarves, we are, or gnomes, whatever, we are not getting any further on this island. We'll see if we can do something about that in the next video.